Uh, first of all, I appreciate you all coming and being here. Just so you know, our guys are working hard. They've been here since the summer, uh, and we getting them in the gym. And the one thing we always talk about in the summer is just getting better, right? Getting stronger, getting faster, getting more athletic, moving well. We feel like we've done that. Our strength coach, Coach Spain, has done an awesome job of guys are getting stronger, but they're getting faster and getting more athletic. So that's been good for us because this year we want to play a little bit faster brand of basketball and be able to get up and down in transition. I think, but the thing is still true with us is we got to have the right kind of energy every single day. Right now we continue to working on some disciplines that we need to be able to be successful and win. We got some gritty guys. We do have guys that they'll throw their bodies around, not worried about that, not soft. And then right now the excellence piece is what we continue to work. I told our guys, our staff earlier, like to see where we are now compared to where we were when we got here in June, we've taken the right steps. It'll be the same thing where we are now in October. When we get November, December, January, we'll be getting better. So I like our group. I think we got a good group of guards that can play. Got a good mixture of bigs and wings that can play, and they all bring different things. Now it's just putting it all together. Um, and I'm super excited just to see the continued support from Teal Nation, not only for our sport, but in football and all these other sports that's going on. To be able to it's like pouring gasoline down, and we're just waiting for a match to take off, and it'll take off, right? And for us, it's just keeping our head down, continuing to work, doing the things the right way. Staff has been great. The new guys that we got in hit the ground running. I think we've been able to make some leeway as well in recruiting. Just starting to think ahead and what the program looks like. It's running the program, right? And when you think about it, it's not this one year. It is the longevity of being successful. You have to lay that foundation, and I think we're continuing to do that. So um, excited. I don't know what today is. Today is the 13th, and November 3rd is right around the corner for our guys. But we always talk about each day just getting a little bit better, and we'll continue to do that.
What has to happen between now and November 3rd to be game ready?
Yeah, we'll play some close scrimmages. We'll have some set lineups that we want to use and just see what they look like. But before that time, seeing what lineups work to get well together, seeing when we need to play small, when we need to play big, make sure execution is good in that, and just trying to get them in game situations as much as possible, right? And it all looks good when you're in practice, but when the popcorn starts to pop and you get the people in the seat and it's teal everywhere and everybody's shouting and yelling, now what can we do, right? What are the plays that can we recognize that need to be made? We're trying to do that with our guys every day in practice.
Clearly, they've gotten bigger up front, not just height wise, but also girth wise. You've got some big guys on the team. How much of that was what you went through last year and saw how the Sun Belt plays, and also dovetailing off of that with Braden?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you want him to play on the block as opposed to getting back out on the wing where he appears to be more comfortable?
Yeah, we want to be able to have guys be in their natural, where they're comfortable, right? And he is somebody that can step out and make shots. But all of our bigs are going to have to do a couple. They're going to have to play with a high motor, right? They're going to have to fly around. They can't get rebounds. They come to them. They have to go get them, right? So rebounding outside of the area. And then they got to have a sense of physicality, right? And I think if they can do those things, and also the communication, because so to speak, they're the captain of the ball screens. So they got to understand what's going on and be able to react really, really quickly. And those are some of the things that we're working on, especially with a new group, right? You have some times where he's thinking A and the other guy's thinking Z. No. We got to sync that, right? And so I've been talking about Wi-Fi because everybody's on their phone. If we mess it up, I say your Wi-Fi wasn't connected, right? Let's get on the same password. Let's get on the same connection. Let's be together and be able to grow. So, yeah, we'll have physicality down there. We got some guys that can step out and make some shots from the big group. We got some guys that we feel good about throwing the ball on the block, more than just one guy like last year, big fella. So it'll be a different brand of basketball, but still, the level of physicality will be there, right? The level of toughness will be there, right? And that's what we want to be because our league is so tough. You'll play a game where you got basically four guards out there, they have, so you got to be able to defend. Then you got to go some games where they got three bigs, 6'8", 6'10", 6'11", right? You got to be able to match that physicality as well. But we want to be able to impose that and not just be living in a space where they're matching. They have to match us.
you have a year under your belt in the Sun Belt.
Mhm.
What have you just told the guys who maybe aren't as familiar with that conference about what to expect in these matchups?
Yeah, we hadn't talked as much about the games as much, and I think we leave that now up to the players. We just try to get them ready to practice and play in the game, right? And so for that is, what does it take to practice at this level? Like the level of communication, the level of being connected, the level of being committed to what we're doing and doing those things with consistency. I think our guys have made strides in that area. And as we know, once we get closer to the games, now it's more scout specific, right? We're just trying to learn, what are we going to lay our hard hat on? It's always going to be for us. Our culture is going to be one. It's going to look, we're going to always be together. We'll always be connected. I think also the level of toughness, like both mentally and physically, right? And then being able to respond is always important. Something goes your way, great. How do you respond to it? How do you treat it? When it doesn't go your way, how do you respond to it? How do you treat it? And so we're just practicing those habits right now, more so than talking about the league and what the other programs are doing. We're trying to figure out, are we connected? Are we committed to those things? And can we do those things consistently?
Coach, every team is different year to year. You'll never have this team again. Some people leave, you have new people come in. What makes this team unique?
Well, I think it's who they are first, right? They're good kids. They're good guys. We all talk about more. They all want more, right? And we're not playing individual sport here. The only way they get more is being those 3 C's I just talked about, right? We gotta be all committed to what we're doing. We all gotta know what we're doing and do those things consistently as well. And so this group, they all get along. Like, we didn't have to line things up for them to do off the court. They're going to the bowling on their own. They're going out to eat together. They're doing all those things that, you try to sort of early on foster when you have a new group. They also really do care about it, right? And they do that by the time that they spend in the gym. We got some basketball dudes, right? And they're in the gym. They're getting shots. They want to watch film. It's not us always chasing guys down. Like, they have questions. They'll be able to ask those questions, and we can clear some things up. And I just think, we do have some guys that have some special abilities. Like, got some guys like AJ can really put the ball in the basket, right? And this somehow, some way, if he headbutts it, he bounces it, he shoots it, he flips it, it boom, 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 swish, it goes in, right? Big fella, Nodrick has ability to protect the rim, right? And what we're trying to get him on the same page with now is just communication, right? Hadn't ever played a Division I game yet, but he was a defensive player of the year as a D2 kid, right? And so it's like the level will go up, the physicality will go up, and I think slowly he's getting to the level where we need him to be at, but he's smart, so he can recognize things, and he helps with his communication. And I think it's always good when you have returners come back. Like, Braden's been in our program, Rasheed Jones has been in our program. Those guys will be able to bring a sense of like what we give to the guys as well, right? And give us credibility when those doors are shut and they are in a locker room and having those conversations. Nah, trust coach. This is what we're doing. A, B, and C has to happen. So the things are coming together nicely. It's like when the Miami Heat got together and LeBron said he made the first decision and he was going to the Heat. They were all excited about them right away to be able to do those things. But it took them some time to be able to get the things connected for them to get on the same page. So this day and age in college sports, if you can get connected quickly, if you can do those things consistently and you are committed to them, then you have a chance to be able to have a really, really good season, right? And I think our guys are doing exactly that, and we're heading in the right direction.
With his experience, especially in the ACC, what do you want Josh Beadle to bring to the team?
Yeah, I think just a sense of poise, right? And another guy that can make a play for someone else, right? When you think of basketball, you have creators, you have finishers, right? He'll be a guy that can be able to create not only for himself, but for others, right? We have guys that can catch and shoot and make shots off of the ball, but sometimes we need somebody to deliver that basketball to him. I think he'll be able to step into that role to be able to create some plays for not only himself, but others as well. And he's been at a level that all these other guys wish that they'd be at, so he tells them how it looks and how you're supposed to work and how those things, right? And that we can hold him accountable to those same things as well.
And Jones being off the ball maybe a little
Yeah.
bit more this year?
Yeah, I
Can
think
we see something a little bit different from him?
yeah, it was unfortunate. Every team, hopefully we stay healthy. We got, one of our freshmen pretty banged up right now. Hopefully he'll be back and be able to give us something at some point. But we had to play Sheed on the ball a lot last year, and you could tell as the season went on, it wore on him. Right, he'd get open looks, and he just couldn't get the ball to go in. We had some lapses, but now you got some help in the backcourt. So being able to have, not only one dominant ball handler that you put the ball in his hand every single time, you got multiple guys that can be able to dribble, pass, and shoot. And I think it'll do nothing but help Rasheed.
Coach, what are some things you learned from your time at Wake Forest, Skip Prosser, that you bring to these?
Oh,
As part of your coach.
you know what? It's so different now. I would say from college, it was sort of like you come in as a freshman and you sort of just learn the ropes, right? You talk about teams. Skip used to always say, this team will never be the same. But you also had continuity where I came in and nobody knew my name. And by the end of my time there, they were calling me Jay Gray. You know what I mean? It was like I was a part of the family and I had a nickname. I earned the right to be able to do those things. Now these transitions happen a little quicker. So I would say I pull more from my professional career in Europe where it was a bunch of one-year deals, right? You 1 year here, you go into a different country. Forget learning the plays. You got to learn how to order some wings and, what we're going to eat, right? And so I think being able to have those experiences to be in the situation, I can relate to the players and I can relate to the coaches. Like our job is to understand we're not going to be a finished product from day one going out there. We'll always be evolving. We'll always be becoming what we want, right? Whether we have success early or we don't. We didn't get into this to be really, really good right away in November and then suck when we get to February, right? Our job is to try to be playing our best basketball late in the season because we know in this league, once you get to that tournament, and we all know how special those times are, anything can happen in those moments, right? And so being able to, take some of the experiences, yes, from Skip, being able to listen to the players a little bit, right? He was really, really good at listening to his guys and understanding, where they were coming from and then coming up with a system and a program that fits his guys, Sometimes, us coaches, we try to make that individual fit into this that we, in our mind, it looks like, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z. Well, he might not be capable to do all those things. How can we make it good for him? How can we get the value out of him and be able to get him to do something that brings value? And then now he sees value in that, right? And so Skip was a mastermind at that. And so being able to take some of those things, and it all starts and it circles around open communication. Right. And if you can talk to the guys, if you can have the messages that we want to get across and have them understand that, and then it doesn't matter what they say in the locker room, somebody's going to say, no, that's not what we do. Right. And I think that's culture. That's, having a standard. And we're really good in that area. Right. The challenge for every team every year is once the game started to play, the time. Right? Time is the most valuable thing that we have. So you come in, you think you have this time that you're going to play, and you don't play that time. That's our job as coaches to be able to handle that, right? And have people see the values in the time that they do get and that they have earned and understand you're not pigeonholed in this spot. You can get more by showing you can be disciplined, by showing you can get to the standard, by showing you can make some of those plays, right? And so right now it's a lot of evaluation going on. And it's good stuff. Like we were right where we're supposed to be. Like I feel really, really comfortable about that. Just met with the staff earlier and we was talking about, we feel amazing about that. What's more important is how the guys feel about it, right? And the messaging that we give to them. It's no different than when I come here and I say, I talk and the messaging that I give the fans, right? I believe HTC is the best place to play. I believe that it's the toughest place to play. People may not see that. But it's only that way because what the product we put out there, what we're doing with our leadership to make it a fun environment, and then also the people that come to support us and they're diehard fans, right? I watched the football game the other day and it was drenched, raining out there. The cameras didn't work half the time, but people stayed. It was a group of people that stayed, right? And they were there. those are the ones. We can get the other people with us once we start winning some game, but we need those people to be there from day one and to stick with us. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the whole process of building a team and going through a season. And yes, to answer your question, these experiences from being a player do help me. But it's also, you take a ton of experiences from different coaches that I've had, not only here in the States, but all across Europe.
Coach, Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, what does success look like for you in year 2 at the end of it?
Yeah, I think everybody, when you think of fans, everybody wants to win the championship. Guess what? Coaches do too, right? We're not in here just to go through the motions. But honestly, our success will really be if we can do the things that we say we want to do. You know what I mean? Results take care of themselves. I just believe we had 9 games last year that were 2 possession games. If we executed a little bit, maybe we win half of those. Maybe we win 4 of those, 5 of those, right? And you get us to a different number. Our goal is to be going up. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to stay the same anytime for us. So success for us is being better than we were last year, right? And I think that is very capable and possible for us, just as much as winning the championship is capable and possible for us, right? You sort of get the cards that we have, play the hand the best that we have, and that's dealt to us, and make sure every day we go out here, our guys feel that. They feel the confidence come from us. They understand the game plan. They're able to execute some of those things. And we're all human beings. It's like referees. They make mistakes too, right? But the most important thing is how they react to that mistake that they make. Do they respond the right way? And so for me, all season long, I'll always be talking about responses. What was the response that we had? Can we respond positively? It's not a lot of times you see me and I'm like pissed and ticked off. Because my grandma called me a swan. On top of the water is calm. Underneath, I'm freaking working. You know what I mean? And that's the role of my leadership, right? Is to make sure that you see that we're in the good hands, but also know the work is getting done. Like we're out here doing the job at the best possible way that we can, and we love what we do. We love what we do. So I'm excited about it.